There are two key setup and data entry questions that contractors frequently ask. Can I still get estimate versus actuals analysis from QuickBooks even if I create my estimates outside of QuickBooks? I've run QuickBooks job costing reports before, but they don't look right. The items on the report don't give me the right level of detail. How can I fix this? Fortunately, even if you create your estimates outside of QuickBooks, you can still compare your estimated costs with your actual costs in QuickBooks. Using QuickBooks Job Costing, you can see where you're estimating too high and too low, so you can estimate more accurately in the future. You only need to enter a summary of your estimates to generate estimates versus actuals reports. Many contractors simply enter their estimate subtotals into QuickBooks. For example, contractors who want job costing by expense type create an estimate with amounts for labor, materials, subcontractor, equipment, and other. By entering estimates with just a few numbers, these contractors get great insight into their costs and profits. Another popular approach is to enter subtotals by the major divisions or stages of each job, such as plans and permits, site work, and concrete. Use these divisions to create an estimate, and then you'll have detailed information on job estimates versus actuals reports. If you enter invoices but not estimates into QuickBooks, here's a tip that will give you better job costing information without additional data entry. Enter your invoice as an estimate. Then you can convert it into an invoice by clicking the Create Invoice button. Click OK to create an invoice for 100% of the estimate. You'll end up with the same invoice, but you'll also have an estimate that QuickBooks can use in job costing reports. By default, the invoice will appear using the Progress Invoice template, but you can change that by clicking the Template drop-down arrow and selecting your preferred invoice template. For this example, click Intuit Service Invoice to select that template. To get the right level of detail when performing job costing, your item list must be set up correctly. The items you include in your list are the building blocks of your QuickBooks company. They represent things that you buy, sell, and/or resell in your contracting business and are used for estimating, invoicing, and tracking job costs. If you have already set up your item list, then it's not mandatory that you do it the way we describe here. However, to get the most out of QuickBooks Job Costing, you might want to revise your item list based on the approaches we show you in this next section. The best setup for your item list depends on how much detail you want to have on job cost reports, invoices, and estimates. It also depends on how much data entry you're willing to do. More detail gives you more information, but it also requires more data entry. This job profitability detail report shows a common approach to using items described earlier. Creating items for job divisions or major steps such as site work or framing. This provides great job costing information while only requiring that you enter subtotals from your estimate. However, to get the most detailed reports, estimates, and invoices, create items for each specific material and labor activity. Using this specific information will also make it possible for you to track materials inventory. Here, you see an example of a detailed item list from the Product-Based Business Sample Company file. If you need to be reminded on how to create or edit items, go back to the Learning Center and select the Using Items tutorial in the Understanding the Basics section. There are also several tutorials in the Job Costing section that you might find useful. To learn more about QuickBooks, go back to the QuickBooks Learning Center and select another tutorial.